Could not tell, was Joe Barry out there today, or was he not back yet?
No, he's not back yet. We anticipate him hopefully on Thursday.
Do you have any anticipation for Devontae?
Kind of the same timeline, but, we'll see where we're at,
Matt, have you made a decision on whether you're going to play David or not? I'm assuming you don't want to say what that decision is because you want to keep the Chiefs guessing on your line. But have you decided what you're going to do one way or another with him?
Yes.
Am I right in assuming you want the Chiefs to be guessing on what you're going to do?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I've said all along, David's doing everything he can, and, we just got to make sure the timing's right and take it day by day. And when he's ready to go, and we feel everybody feels confident about it, then he'll be back out there.
But it has to be either this week or next week, right? If I'm understanding the rule correctly, if he's going to play for you,
Well, no, you can activate him, and then,
not playing.
yeah, so it could be however long it takes, but he's doing well, and it's good to see him out there and getting some work in team, and so, I'm excited about just where he's at and what he's put in, and everybody, in the training room and weight room just have done a great job with him.
Does Marquez just need to get through the week of practice all right to be able to play Sunday? Is that really the only barrier at this point for him?
Well, same thing, yeah. I think he's coming along, and certainly anytime you're dealing with that type of injury, you never want to put a guy out there too early, because then it basically doubles the timeline for when you can get a guy back. But he's done everything he can in his power to try to get back as quickly as possible, and it was nice to see him out there again today.
With Za'Darius out there today, is there any sort of feeling on when he could get back out there to practice?
Yeah, I don't have much to update on Z. It was great to see him back in the building. He had a big smile on his face, and he seems like he's in a pretty good frame of mind. So we'll just take that one again. I think that's more of a week-by-week case, but we'll see where he's at. He hasn't even really done a whole lot of rehab with our guys yet.
Is there at least a better feeling now for you than there was, say, at this time last week?
Well, it's just the fact that you can see him, and he seems, like I said, he seems to be in good spirits, which is always important, and it was just good to have him back in the building.
Matt, I'm guessing you might not want to talk about this, but I'm going to take a shot anyway. In the Super Bowl era, no head coach has more wins in his first 40 games than you. What do you think of that accomplishment?
I think it's a credit to everybody in this building from the top down. So that's a credit to, Mark and Russ and Goody and their staffs, and certainly our coaching staff and our players. It's a collective effort. So those guys bring it each and every day, and just really appreciative of everybody in this organization.
Matt, how do you make up for what you're losing in Bobby?
Yeah, that's a tough one. Bobby provided so much, and the thing that you really truly appreciate about a guy like him is even when he wasn't getting the targets, he was still doing his job. When we were asking him to chip guys, whether it was a guy like Nick Bosa and being able to put him on the ground a couple times, he did an outstanding job, both in the run and the pass. And then when he was targeted, he made the most of those. And I just feel, again, I feel sick for him, just knowing how much that he puts into this game, not only during the season, but in the off season. He attacks it the right way. And, I know it's just a little blip on the radar for him. He'll be back. He'll be stronger. He'll be better. But certainly, it's definitely disappointing for us as a football team, and I know it is for him personally as well.
Do you feel you have enough, pass catching ability with the tight ends you have left?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a lot of confidence in those guys in that room, but also it doesn't necessarily have to come from that position. We've got all our backs do a really good job out of the backfield. It could provide more targets for our wide receiver wide receiving core. So we're going to have to get that production in other areas, and we'll have to adjust to that.
Anyway, just trying to figure out who you're going to have available on a weekly basis as it's been going on this season to track and putting a plan together. Who you know you're going to have?
Yeah, it sure makes it interesting. But you gotta, you just gotta do the best job you can. I'm thankful for the offensive staff that we have in terms of their ability to be able to adjust. Hackett does such a great job of kind of rallying the troops up there and, trying to put guys in the right position. And I think that's just something that we look at each game is how do you want to attack whoever it is you're playing. Every game has different challenges in terms of how you think you can best move the football and score. So we'll just continue to do that.
What have you seen from Josiah that makes you feel confident that he can take on a bigger role moving forward?
I thought, given the opportunities, like in this past game, I thought he did an outstanding job. He had a critical third down that in a short yardage situation. He did a nice job on that screen pass from Aaron. He did a nice job in his blocking assignments, whether it's cross-sifting, coming across the ball and trying to cut those big edge rushers down on the perimeter. So, he's a smart football player. He's got a great FBI, great awareness, just really savvy. And so I do think that it provides more opportunity for him to get involved in our passing game.
You got any plans to watch some football tonight?
Tonight? Oh, certainly, yeah. We'll definitely be paying close attention to this game. And, this is I don't buy their record right now. I know that they're as dangerous as anybody. I think a lot of people had them preseason to win the Super Bowl. So I think Kansas City is a dynamic team. They've got explosive playmakers all over the field on defense. It's going to be a great challenge for us, and we're going to have a great week of preparation, and I think our guys know that.
How do you watch a game in this situation? Are you taking notes as you watch? Or are you just watching casually and then going back and reviewing it? How do you watch a game in this situation?
Yeah, I think it's first of all, we've got everything broken down up to this point, and I think as soon as the game is over and our guys get an opportunity to get it in, they'll break the game down, and we'll certainly pay more attention to it when it's in our system. And just in terms of analyzing it, because sometimes it's hard to see everything on the television copies. So, you kind of have it on in the background, but as far as I would say the majority of our focus is what is in our system right now.
So I have a two-part question kind of along those lines. I'm assuming you're listening to like line calls or all the calls that you can pick up on the mics. Is that part of this?
Well, I think everybody does that every week. We have people that go back and watch all the TV copies, and you have to watch what you put out there too, because there's certainly an element to that. You can gain a lot of information just by hearing what the opposition is saying.
So that goes into the second part of the question. Obviously, you guys are on national TV on Thursday, so they have all the same advantages that you guys have in that regard. So what's the process like of changing your calls, or do you have to change them all? Do you just change some? How does that whole thing work?
No, I think that's a constant, just in terms of trying to play the game within the game, trying to have some dummy calls so that people don't catch up on to what you're doing, or, you might have very similar calls, or some weeks you could have the same call and it means something different. So, but that is a constant thing that you're always evaluating.
Matt, how active, if active at all, do you think you guys will be going into the trade deadline tomorrow?
Yeah, I think just if the right opportunity presents itself, then I think that's something that we could be involved with. I know Goody and his staff are working extremely hard at trying to, find something, and it's just whether or not the right opportunity exists.
Matt, when you were talking about replacing Bobby, you said you can do that from other positions. It doesn't have to be tight end. I know you love this offense. It's your offense. But this style of offense is
our offense. It's the Green Bay Packer
your
offense.
Team, not my
Yeah.
offense. But is part of the beauty of it that the pieces are interchangeable, that when something happens, you can do some different things with different, is it different than maybe the traditional West Coast offense in that way, that you have that flexibility? Is that fair?
I don't even know what the West Coast offense is anymore. I think football has evolved. I think a lot of it's just the terminology, right? That's where the foundation lies. But yeah, I think absolutely the more versatile pieces that you have, the more beneficial it is to you as an offense. So whether it's guys up front like Elton Jenkins who can play multiple spots, or Lucas Patrick that can play any of the interior spots, or Billy Turner, those pieces are so valuable. When you have guys that can function, whether it's, you know, some of our tight ends, like how we use Daphne or Josiah or Bobby, like when you can put them in the backfield or you put them in line, that makes you more versatile. Wide receivers, anytime you can get a guy that can, you know, play a role in the backfield, I think that makes you more versatile. Same with our backs, the way we can use them in the passing game, whether it's, you know, from the backfield or as a wide receiver. It just adds layers to your offense that I think it kind of can keep the defense a little bit more off balance.
Where do you think, like, I have not looked at your offensive statistics, and I know all you care about is winning the game. But if you would have told me, if you had taken Green Bay Packers off the list of your offensive numbers and told me that this team was 7-1, I'd have been like, oh, they're averaging 24 points a game. Like, your numbers aren't very good. What do you think your offense is with the injuries you dealt with, the challenges you've had?
Well, I think you know, a lot of it you got to give credit to some of the defenses we played have been pretty stout, but I think that there's been a lot of missed opportunities where, I mean, you could look back at the game, you know, having first and goal on the 3 and then having a first and goal on the 1 and not punching it in. Like, you got to maximize those opportunities. I think certainly the way the season started definitely did not help. When you get basically shut out and don't put up the production, and it takes a while to climb out of that hole. I thought we've done some good things, but I think we're just kind of scratching the surface of where we believe we could be. And a lot of that is just maximizing our opportunities. And, you know, but I am proud of the effort that we've gotten from our guys. We have missed a lot, especially up front, just having different combinations of people in there. And then, you know, it's never fun going into the game without 3 of your top wideouts. So, but you got to adjust, and you just got to find a way to go 1-0 that week. And it doesn't necessarily have to be pretty, but you got to get the job done. And that's what I'm most proud about with our football team is our guys. They're resilient. They don't blink, and they just find a way. And sometimes it's, shoot, our defense has been stepping up big time for us. I think our special teams have really played a major part into where we are. I think they've gotten better and better each and every week, and we got to make sure that we continue to, you know, you got to continue to get better. So.
Let's go to Zoom.
Sorry,
Go ahead. All right, please.
So, sorry. But that was the point that I was trying to make, is that your numbers are where they are. Is that, not to be Johnny optimism here, but isn't that a good sign that you are where you are, even statistically, and that you've got so much in front of you and you've missed those opportunities that now you have 9 games to change that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think our guys, I think they're hungry. They want to improve, and we're doing everything we can to make sure that we continue to get better. And I would say the silver lining is that we know we haven't peaked yet, and there's a lot of ball out in front of us, and we've got to make sure, though, it's one thing just to talk about it. You got to be about it, and you got to go out there and do it.
Let's go to Zoom. Sarah, go ahead.
Yep, just one, Jordan Ramirez.
Hey Matt, what can you say about the job Elton has done in place of Dave, with it possibly being his last game at left tackle?
Well, yeah, Elton is no matter where you put him, he is so consistent. I mean, there's a reason why, you know, he's one of the best in the game, and he's so versatile, and just his value, it's hard to quantify, just whether he's at left tackle, at guard, at center. we know we have a premier player, and we're really fortunate to have a guy of his caliber and the mindset that he brings not only to that room, but this entire football team.